everybody? Hair here, and we're here with your boy, your favorite MMA podcaster himself, MMA Investing Joe. How you doing, my friend?
What's up, dude? Doing good, doing good. Came off a pretty decent card last week. I got the Fiziev knockout in the fifth round. That's my favorite fighter, I think, right now. So for sure was happy about that. And then we got some bangers coming up for sure we're about to talk about. So going good.
For sure, and that's why we're here. Before we keep rambling on, let's get right to it. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the card. UFC Long Island, your main event, Brian T. City Ortega versus Yair Rodriguez out of Mexico. How do you see this fight going? I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, man. The thing about this fight, it's a true 50-50 fight for me, which makes it so good when you stylistically break it down. You got a heavily lean Ortega with the offensive grappling, getting the fight to the ground. He has a clear advantage, obviously. Rodriguez, I would probably slightly leaning on the feet. But we have seen Ortega getting better and better on the feet. With the Korean Zombie fight, he looked really good in that fight. In Volk fight, he was, kind of holding his own, but, Volk does that to anybody, so you can't really take too much from that. The guy just destroyed Max Holloway on the feet for 5 rounds. So, but like I said, Ortega's getting better on the feet. The problem for me in this fight is that Ortega thrives on the ground, right? He's a submission grappler. That's kind of where he excels, obviously. But he has a very tough time getting these fights to the ground. I think he shoots at like a .84 clip. So basically he's shooting less than 1 takedown over 15 minutes, and he's getting at like a 20% rate, which is not very good for somebody who wants to get to the fight to the ground. It's not too much of concern because Ortega's not a guy that really needs to get takedowns. At the same time, he can kind of take your back. He can jump on you. You can pull guard. He can jump guillotines, things like that. So that's really a threat to Rodriguez in that sense. I don't think Rodriguez is the best grappling, but I do lean to him on the feet. And it's hard for me to say. It's like, does Rodriguez stay safe on the feet and avoid, falling onto the ground with Ortega, and Ortega snatches something up? Does Rodriguez kind of tune him up on the feet? And for some reason, I keep going back to Rodriguez doing a little bit more on the feet. I think he does enough to kind of stay safe on the ground if he does find himself there. But overall, I just think he avoids finding himself on the ground in any tough positions for the most part. He just has to avoid those opportunistic moments from Ortega. He's very good at that, jumping on your neck. But I think Rodriguez is getting better and better. I think he looked great in his last Max Holloway fight. And I think Ortega is very, very hittable. I'd say, like, how much more damage can Ortega can he sustain? So I see Rodriguez getting this done slightly, but I would not be shocked at all if Ortega snatches up a sub or even looks good on the feet. But I'm going to take Rodriguez as a slight underdog here, but nothing I'm super confident in. Could go either way.
No, definitely. Great breakdown. Now, for me, it's a win-win. You got 2 Mexican dudes in there, so either way, the Hispanic heritage wins, right? But, like you said, so with Ortega, you feel like, of course, try to go for a takedown, try to get a submission, because Rodriguez, Rodriguez is a very exciting fighter. I like seeing him fight. He's like a rooster, bro. Like a legit Mexican rooster from the good old days.
I like it. I like the analogy.
Yeah, dude. And because he's, and I don't want to, so don't take this super, literal, but he reminds me of like a Anderson Silva light, just because he's so unorthodox. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He throws some weird leg kicks, some question marks. And again, not nowhere near comparing him to Anderson Silva, but like light, you know what I mean? Where he throws these weird combinations, these weird question mark kicks, these you know what I mean? He's very unorthodox. So that I can see if Ortega keeps standing up, I can see that being an issue for him because, like you said, Ortega's been lit up pretty bad at times, bro. Like times where I was, he has that fighting spirit, that Mexican spirit, you want to call it, but sometimes you want to hope that he hasn't taken too much damage already, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's still young. He's still getting better and all that. But if Rodriguez, but here's the thing, Rodriguez, I'm not contradicting myself. Rodriguez has also taken a lot of damage too.
Yeah.
He's taken all the damage as well.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things where, yes, Ortega can land a takedown, if it's slippery, you can, of course, sink something in. Oh, man, I think I'd probably maybe 60-40 lean Rodriguez just because he's so unorthodox. You don't know what he's going to throw. For example, that blind elbow he threw for a Korean Zombie, that knockout, that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. So
That was nuts. Yeah,
that
you'll
was
never see nothing like that again.
yeah,
Last
it was.
second buzzer beater.
I think it was at the end of the round too,
It
and
was a buzzer beater. Yeah, fifth
nuts,
round.
bro. He threw it blindly, just went like that. Nuts, bro. That's what I mean about unorthodox. So
um,
yeah, man.
no,
And
I totally agree. I just think there's two things. Ortega always finds a way to win. Watch all of his fights. The guy, I could see a world where he's getting the shit kicked out of him for the better part of the fight, and he pulled off as a crazy sub. It happens a lot. Watch, like, there's multiple fights where he's losing the fights and he finds a way to win every single time. Another thing that my biggest problem to keep coming back to is Rodriguez doesn't have a lot of stopping power on the feet. He doesn't seem very powerful to me. He doesn't hit very hard. But
a lot of volume though, for sure.
That's the thing. Another part of that is he has good volume. He has good cardio, a lot of output. So that, kind of take and give in that sense. A lot of the guys that are more powerful, there's also a take, right? Their cardio tends to suffer. And then Ortega can't get the fight to the ground very easy. And that's the two things I keep coming back to. But I do, like I said, I lean Rodriguez. But at the same time, like I said, just Ortega always finds a fucking way to win, man, except if it's Volkanovski. So, or Max, but who gives a shit for those two fighters? So we'll see, man.
Relentless. Relentless, bro. Yeah, I feel the way you do. However, it's very difficult for me to root against Ortega ever since that story I told you where I met him. I didn't know who he was. He took a picture of me and my buddy. I can never go against Ortega after that. He's very humble. Yeah, he didn't beat my ass in front of everybody. He was very nice about it. So shout out to Ortega. We shall see, man. It should be a fun fight. We're looking forward to it. Can't wait to see it. Joe, Patreon, MMA Investing, Instagram. Watch all of it. Check it all out. You're doing lives too, right? We'll be doing lives soon. I do live. Check it out. We're doing it all. We're going to take over. We shall see.
Right.
Joe.